Everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about my experience as a Black content creator. Yes, we are talking about this today, and this is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about on my channel, but I just really didn't know, like, which way do I come in? And it's like the only way that I can truly talk about this topic is from my perspective as a Black woman who creates beauty videos on YouTube. So that's the way that I'm going with it. I'm doing this video in collaboration with Glam Girl Chelsea, and if you guys have not subscribed to her yet, please make sure you do. She is the sweetest soul, and she creates beauty content on YouTube as well. And if you guys didn't see my video that I posted yesterday, I talked about her in that video. She is just so amazing. She's so passionate about makeup and creating content on YouTube. And so that's why when we decided that we were going to collaborate, that we wanted to talk about something that really resonated with both of us, and we wanted to tie it into Black History Month. So this year we get 29 days. This is a leap year, so this is how we're ending out Black History Month. We're gonna talk about this, and I think that it's very important to do so. So we discussed certain things when we were thinking about the topics that we wanted to explore for our collaboration, and I got to know a little bit of her insight about it, but honestly, my perspective is going to be different than hers. Her perspective is going to be different than mine, and everybody else's is going to have their own opinion about how YouTube is and how society views beauty, especially within the YouTube space. So definitely go check out her video. She's going to have different points than I am, and I invite you to do this video as well, especially if you are a Black content creator. I would love to know your thoughts on this topic and how you navigate within this space. So I will leave a link to her video down below in the comment section. Make sure you go over there and give her some love. Make sure you tell her hello, and also while you're there, please make sure to subscribe and support her, because I promise you, you are going to love her videos. If you like my videos, you are going to love her videos. She is very in-depth. She does shop my stash videos. She does first impression videos, a lot of reviews. So go over there and give her some smooches. But let's dive into this topic. And oh my goodness, I really just don't even know where to start because it's just so much. So it's like, how much time do you have? Which angle should I start from today? Because honestly, this can be a 10-part video series about how I truly feel about being a Black content creator, more specifically being a Black beauty content creator or a beauty influencer. As many of you all know, I do have a few people who have been with me since the beginning. I have been on YouTube creating YouTube videos for the past 10 years. I have not quite reached 10 years exactly. That's gonna happen for me in October. But once you get to January of the year, I'm claiming it. I have been doing YouTube videos for 10 years on this platform. My first video was launched October 2010, and I was a mere teenager. So I have grown up on this platform, and I've seen it change to what it is today. So the YouTube that I started out on is not the same YouTube as this YouTube at all. This YouTube is a little bit more streamlined, it's more sleek, it's more commercial focused, and a little bit more professional. And the YouTube that I started in was a lot more YouTube. You're at home, you're sitting on the floor, you're just talking about your favorite products, and there's not really the incentive to work with companies or to get money. So all of that was not a factor into whether or not people decided to make videos. People back then just decided to make videos because they wanted to share the love of whatever they were talking about with other people who had similar interests. And so now I'm not saying that that is not a motive for people to create videos. Also, now we have to factor in that people are making YouTube a career, and so we're having to look at money factors, money motives, and so it's just a little bit different. So obviously, if that comes into play, and now we're talking about money, we're talking about advertisers, we're talking about commercials, there is going to be a difference in the way that YouTube moves and the way that the people who create the content on YouTube move. So for me, I feel like I've kind of gotten in the mix, and I'm a good part of both, because I was so young when I initially started YouTube that I really didn't take it as seriously as I do today. And I didn't really start actively pursuing YouTube as something that I really wanted to do full time until about 2 or 3 years ago. And so in doing that, I've noticed that it's a little bit harder for me as a Black content creator to grow at the same rate that others who create similar content to me are being able to grow at. So for instance, I have amassed a good following. It's over 42,000 people who watch me. And that is not a small feat at all. If we think about how many people that is, that's enough to fill a medium-sized stadium. That is a lot of people. And I try not to compare myself to others just because I know that what's for me is what's for me. And I don't really like to do that in real life because I know that we are all individuals and we all bring something different to the table. However, YouTube and social media forces you to do that, especially if this is something that you want to look at as a career, because YouTube, social media, Instagram is all about the numbers when you're looking at getting opportunities. Because unfortunately, most companies are not looking at you as a person for your personality. There are great companies out there that do, but most of them are looking at the marketing, the budget, how much influence do you have, and how does that correlate to sales. I feel like there's been a slight shift in the industry in the past 2 or 3 years ever since Fenty launched. And we all know what Fenty Beauty did. I like to call it the Fenty Beauty effect, where she created marketing that is based solely around women or people of color, and that really shifted the beauty industry and made it to where diversity was almost popular. And that's sad to say, but honestly, that's really what it was. And so right now, being diverse is trending, and so I feel like we are on the up and up, but I still feel like we grow at a much slower rate than everyone else, especially if you are a person who focuses primarily on makeup on the internet. I started my YouTube channel 10 years ago because I wanted to connect with other people who loved makeup just as much as I did. And so over the years, I've done videos where I talk about some outside topics, like I've done videos like what's in my purse before. I've done videos like vlogs and things like that, but for the most part, I stick to makeup, tutorials, and reviews. And so looking at the trajectory of my channel, I feel as though it's just grown at the rate of a turtle. And I mean just as slow as ever. And I've analyzed every aspect of my channel. I'm like, is it me? Are my videos boring? Is my quality bad? Like, just do I not look like anybody else and nobody's gonna click on my videos? Am I not posting at the right time? Like, what is the problem? I started my channel 10 years ago because there was no one who looked like me who was talking about products that I was interested in. I wanted to talk about products that were mid-range to high-end products, and there was nobody that looked anything like me talking about it. There may have been a few channels from people who were Black who were talking about this product, but there weren't a lot of people who were my age who were Black who were talking about this product. Because traditionally, luxury makeup was always marketed to older women, and then on top of that, it was marketed to older Caucasian women. And so when we look at the diversity of brands like Chanel or Armani or Tom Ford, even historically, there was not a lot of range in terms of the colors that they offered. And so now I feel like more brands are being more diverse and marketing to more people, but it's just now getting to that point. And I've mentioned in a video before, I think Pat McGrath really helped propel the luxury beauty community into being something that's more readily accessible, because back in the day when I used to first do my YouTube videos on luxury products, it was very much so shunned. I would get so many comments calling me stupid for spending my money that way. I would get comments, you know, like, oh, I don't understand why you would want to buy this when you could just go buy that. And so sometimes that really made me feel attacked. So I would go on other people who weren't Black's channel to see like what their comment section was looking like. And those comments were there, but they were way more few, far, and in between. as compared to my channel, where I got a lot of those comments more readily, and I was like, why am I being attacked for liking what I like and wanting to share this? And so I've always felt that that was something that was disproportionate. And so nowadays I feel like more people are accepting of it, and I'm not getting so many of those comments. I very rarely get those comments nowadays, and that may be attributed to the fact that I have grown up more. So I am a true adult now. Like back then I was just a young adult, a teenager, and now I'm grown. So looking at other people who have created similar content to mine grow so much faster, I personally feel like it's just not fair. But also there's really nothing that I can do about it, because this issue doesn't really start with YouTube. It's more so of a societal issue in the beginning, but then also I don't feel like YouTube really helps to remedy this issue, because there are so many people who are in this sector of YouTube who do such great work who just don't get the recognition that they deserve. And even myself, like I said, I've done YouTube for 10 years now. I feel like my channel has almost been buried in comparison to other people's, and I just feel like the difference in marketing for Black channels versus people who are non-Black who create beauty content is just so obviously different. Even for myself, I've done YouTube videos for 10 years, like I said, and there have been so many times where I've created a video on a hot ticket item and I've gotten my video up first, and I mean before everybody, and I've done everything in my power to get this video to show up on the first page. And so my video may be something that comes up if you're looking for it, but as soon as other content creators put their videos up, namely some of the ones that are at the top, but also some other content creators who are not Black, my video gets pushed down to the very, very bottom. Why? Why does my video not deserve to be at the top? And I've put my video up before everyone else. I've used proper thumbnails. I do not curse in my videos. I do not have anything sexually suggestive in my videos. So it's no reason why my video shouldn't be at the top if I got my video up first. That's where the SEO comes into play, the search engine optimization. And I just feel like it's not my friends for sure. And it's definitely not a lot of Black influencers' friends, because I feel as though it really just goes onto traditional marketing, and that it really just perpetuates the stereotype that Black is not beautiful. But Black is most definitely beautiful, and don't let anybody tell you that it's not. It's just pushing to the forefront that same standard traditional type beauty, the blonde hair, the blue eyes. So they're going to get pushed up higher, and then somebody like me, my video is going to get pushed down lower, even though it's on the correct topic, even though that I got mine up first. It's not really going to be fair in how it ranks. It seems like there's no criteria to base how your video is going to be viewed and ranked in the search engine. And the thing about this platform is that it's beautiful because it creates so many opportunities. It's also a mystery. There's no one that has to answer to this. There's no person that you can write to and say, hey, why is my video not here? Because they may not have an answer, because they say it's all a machine that does everything by the computer and it's not anything personal. But I feel like it is. And I looked up these numbers, okay? So this is from 2017, and this is a market report. So in the beauty industry, including the hair and the makeup industry, there were $63 million spent. And of those $63 million, African American people accounted for 54 million of those dollars being spent in the entire industry. Did y'all hear what I just said? So that means that there is something disproportionately wrong if African American people are spending money, but yet you are not wanting to market to us directly, and you are making us look at other people who don't look like us, but yet we spend the most money. Like, there is an issue there that needs to be fixed. And no, YouTube is not going to fix all of those problems, because this is something that dates back to the 1700s. So you got to do your research on that if you want to know more about what this issue definitely comes from. But if we're looking at this issue on this platform, I feel like YouTube could do a better job, because there's no reason why it should be so much harder for us to grow as opposed to our peers. And I'm happy for everybody. This is not to tear anyone down, but it's just to say that it is very obvious that we're having a harder time catching on to the algorithm. We're having a harder time being marketed amongst others because basically of how we look and our skin color. And that's not right in 2020. There needs to be a change. There needs to be a shift. Your channel's success definitely depends on YouTube picking you and pushing you and just basically showing your videos. Because if there's a trillion people on YouTube, not saying that there is, but YouTube only really shows your videos to 100,000 people that they think will be interested in your videos, and say, for instance, that they're not, they're leaving an entire other demographic of people who may love you out of the mix because they've never even seen you because your channel is buried to them. And so just because somebody is a black influencer does not mean that people who are not black would not enjoy their videos, because I do have a strong base of people who are not black, who watch me, who enjoy me, who are just super strong supporters of mine. And so I feel as though everybody should be put on the same playing field, and that is the only way that is going to be fair. Otherwise, we are always going to only have one or two people who are at the top, and then everybody else is just always going to struggle. And I don't feel like that's right, especially if you see someone putting in the work. If they are doing the exact same thing as someone else, it's really difficult to still have that same steam if you are running the race, but then every time you're running the race, the other people are able to just go straight. They don't have to jump over any other hurdles, but you're over here having to climb, you're having to tuck and roll, you're over here having to go upstairs, go down the stairs, go in a circle, and it's just difficult to win a race that you are not set up to. And so knowing that, you do have to put into the forefront of your mind, what is your reason? What is your purpose for wanting to do this? And for me, my purpose is to always provide the most accurate information that I can, because I want to be a resource for you all. I want you all to learn from me. I want you to learn my techniques, things that I have spent the past lifetime, my whole entire lifetime learning. I want to share it with you because I want you all to feel just as beautiful on the outside as you do on the inside. And that is what I'm able to share, because I know tips, I know tricks, I know makeup, I know it. So that is what my purpose for coming on YouTube is. I want you all to feel good. I want you to know how to do makeup. I want you to know how to use these products. So I don't let all the other stuff stop me, even though I have been disrespected time and time again on social media, both by brands and by individuals. I've had my content ideas stolen so many times, and I just almost always let it go because I know that I'm a creative person and I can think of more ideas. So in my head, most of the time I'm like, you know what? I know that they got that idea from me. And I mean, some of the biggest influencers you wouldn't believe have taken concepts from me and not giving me credit for it. And so I don't really say anything just because I'm not arguing with strangers. You know what I'm saying? And so if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. But I just feel like it's very sad when people take things from you and don't give you credit, especially since it takes nothing and it costs nothing to give somebody some recognition. But I don't say anything because I believe in karma. What goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. And my girl Lauryn Hill says, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? So I just let karma and everything take care of that, and I don't say anything about that. But there have been so many movies and stuff going back in history showing you where this has been something that's happened over the years, especially to black creatives. We've seen it happen to the Temptations, where they would come out with the song, their record executives would let another band sing their song and it's literally their song, or even Little Richard. Like, you've seen that happen before, and it's still happening today. And I don't feel as though this problem is exclusively a black problem, but I do feel like it does affect us a little bit more, because black individuals may not feel as though they have the same power as their counterparts. Like, oh my gosh, we can't say anything because this person has so much more money, this person has so much more clout, that if we say anything, we may get stomped, and you know, our voice may be silenced. And that's very sad, but it does happen so much in our community. Even something that's not necessarily my community, but the girl who created the Renegade Dance, I'm actually going to look it up and say her name because it's important to say her name. The little girl's name is Jalea Harmon. She's 14 years old. She's from Atlanta. And so it always makes me feel good to see people who created something get credit for the things that they created that took off. You saw so many people doing that dance and nobody was giving that little girl credit for her dance that she created. But now she finally has gotten that. She's been on Ellen. She's been on so many different talk shows. She's got money. She's finally getting her just due. I've not had anything that I created go viral like that, but I have had ideas that I specifically have thought of and I've not gotten the credit for it. It can be disheartening, but to see her get her recognition is amazing, and hopefully more stories like this come out where people are going to get their credit for things that they created. With me being on this platform, that's just one of the things that has happened to me that I feel as though is not fair and it's just not right. It's important to give people their roses while they're here to accept them, and just know that Black creators are not your number 2 choices. I felt like that on so many different occasions here, both from my peers as well as from you guys, my subscribers who are watching this video, as well as from brands. I've had certain brands reach out to me and want to work with me, and they offer me something that is so minuscule in comparison to something that they've offered somebody else that is actually laughable, because it's like, you do know that I have friends on this platform, right? It's like you can't expect me or other people who are African American or Black to accept anything and just be grateful that you're doing it when you are just basically bending over backwards for other people on this platform and just doing whatever they say. It's just baffling how different offers can be. And the fact that I have this knowledge, I don't always speak on things like this, but it is something that I know and I've seen firsthand. But I also feel a bit slighted sometimes from you all as well. And it may be something that many of you all don't even realize that you're doing, but I feel that sometimes I don't get credit enough for being a Black voice in this community. And so what I mean by that is that I sometimes can do a review on a product, and I can offer you my perspective on the products as a Black woman. And sometimes in the comments section, I may get comments like, oh, well, thank you so much for what you're saying, but now basically I'm going to go watch a real Black person review this product and get the real insight about this product, because basically you are light-skinned, so technically you really can't help me. And that is one of the biggest slaps in the face, because I'm a Black person. I've always been a Black person. I will always be a Black person. And I may have light skin, but I am still Black, and I have a Black mother. I have Black sisters. I have a Black family. And I have experience working with people who have deeper complexions than mine. Plus, my skin is Black. So for some people to come on my channel and after I do a review, you may say, okay, thank you, but I'm going to go watch so-and-so's video now. It's like, so am I not enough? And that is not a good feeling to feel like that. It's really not. And I've been doing makeup my entire life. I've been doing makeup professionally for 12 years. So I have so much experience with matching things to skin tones and being able to tell you whether or not it's going to work for deeper complexions, that I feel as though I can't justify myself any more than what I have said in the video to make you trust and believe me, because all some people see is my complexion and they think that I am not enough and they need to watch somebody who has a deeper complexion. And I get that, especially from a swatch perspective, but as far as product information, it's like I'm not trustworthy enough because my skin is not deep enough. And I think that's really rude when people say that, especially because I am a Black person, and you can't take that away from me, and you cannot define my Blackness. So it would be greatly appreciated if you guys didn't say those comments to me anymore, even if that is something that you think. It's like, okay, thank you, just go do it. Like, you don't have to announce to me like, oh, okay, I watched you, but I'm gonna go watch the other person because they're Blacker than you, because they're not Blacker than me just because their skin is darker than mine. They just have a deeper complexion than mine, but we both are the same Black. But I know that I am fighting an uphill battle with the beauty industry. more specifically the beauty influencing industry. I know that it is not a one size fits all. This is not a cookie cutter industry. I think that everybody's journey is unique. My journey is unique. I've been on this platform for 10 years. Like I said, I have seen it change so much. And I am still very passionate about it. I'm very passionate about sharing my love for beauty. I'm very passionate about sharing my tips, but I do hope to see a change. And there has been a change in the industry, but I wanted to trickle more so into YouTube because this is my platform that I love. So if you have someone that you love on YouTube, please be sure to show them some love. Watch their videos until the end as much as possible. Like their videos to show engagement. Let YouTube know that you enjoy this type of content. Leave a comment. And that is the only way that people on YouTube are able to grow. I need people of all races to watch Black content creators. Just because you don't share the same skin tone does not mean that you cannot learn from them. And please don't let it take for someone else to co-sign that person for you to put effort into watching them. Because these videos pop up. You can click it and you can learn from them and you can enjoy their videos the same way that you can a Caucasian influencer. So definitely just spread the love. I hope this video was not all over the place. I really tried my best to streamline this, but like I said, I could spend 4 hours on one video of this talking about it because it's so much more that I just couldn't even get to. I may even have to do a part 2 on down the line, just really addressing it again and maybe even talking about some points that I know that I forgot. When I go back to edit this video, I'm going to be like, dang, I should have said this, I should have said that. But it's just so much that needs to be said that it can't be contained to just one video. But I would love to know you all's perspective on this. Please leave me a comment down in the comment section. I would love to have a conversation with you all about this. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. And also, once you're done watching this video, please make sure to head over to Chelsea's channel and check out her video. I can't wait to go see what she said as well. But I will have a link to her channel and her video down in the description box as well. But I will check you all in my very next video, which will be super soon. Smooches. Bye.